Okay, guys, this EdPuzzle is going to go over the notes that we did in class together yesterday. So make sure you have that out as a reference to be able to answer these questions as you go through here. The first question is, what does gustar mean? You can tell me here. It means to like. So remember, we're using this with either a singular thing or what type of verb? An infinitive. So an example of an infinitive would be which of these choices on the screen? Okay. Anything that ends with AR, ER, IR is what we consider to be an infinitive. So real quick, this is what you should have copied to say I like, you like, he likes. And then if you remember, there's a different chart you copied for if you like things that are plural. And the only thing that was different was that those have an N. All right, so the first question here with this would be to pause the video if you need to, but your question that you're going to be answering in a second is how many of these 10 example sentences here would be using gustan instead of gusta? So how many of these out of the 10 are using gustan with an N on the end of it? So pause the video if you need to before the question pops up to be able to count up how many of those. The answer was 4, and it would be all the ones that are in red. Some of y'all might have taken the easy way out instead of trying to go through and translate each sentence, but maybe you just looked at what was after the blank if it was plural. So los huevos is eggs, that's plural. Las uvas, grapes. Apples, hamburgers. Okay, everything else was something that was singular, and that one, those would just go with gusta. All right, here, for the next few slides, I want you to pick what is missing. There's supposed to be an A right here too. Sorry, I just realized that. Papas fritas. So tell me what goes in the blank. Me gustan. A mí me gustan. I like French fries. Let's try another one. A ella blank las uvas. There are 2 words that are missing there. You need a pronoun that goes with ella, and then you need to pick if it's going to be gusta or gustan based off of this after the blank. Le gustan is your answer there. She likes grapes. All right, what about this one? A ti te gusta la comida. You like food. Food is singular, so it's just gusta. And then a ti, you should recognize that that goes with this pronoun te. Okay, the answer here would be les gustan. Y'all like cookies. Les is the pronoun that goes with ustedes, and then gustan is used here because cookies is plural. I think this might be the last one. A ellos blank beber los refrescos. Les gusta. Now, some of y'all might have missed that because of the same reason yesterday, the one we did in class together. Y'all just maybe looked at the end and saw refrescos was plural. But if you jump here, I told you it's about what comes immediately after the blank. And in this case, it's an infinitive. So your notes say that if it's followed by an infinitive, you use the singular form of that. All right, I want you to tell me how to translate this sentence to Spanish. Tell me how to say, I don't like eggs. A mí no me gustan los huevos is correct. Let's try another. They, feminine, so a group of girls, don't like to share. They don't like to share. A ellas no les gusta compartir. You don't like to eat pizza. You don't like to eat pizza. Tell me how you would say that. A ti no te gusta comer la pizza. All right, that was the last with gustar. We're going to move on to the next part of your notes, which is using the verb tener and those expressions that I told y'all we could create with the different conjugations of tener. So real quick to recap on that, we have yo tengo, tú tienes, él, ella tiene, nosotros tenemos, ellos, ellas, or ustedes tienen. Which one of these means y'all have? It was tienen was the answer there, okay? All right, I want you to take a second and the video will stop for you to try to answer all 4 of these. So you're just using one of those conjugations and filling in the blank here for each of these. So number 1, tienen. Tienen goes with ellos. Number 2, tenemos goes with nosotros. Number 3, tienes. And then number 4 would be tiene. All right. The next part, I didn't tell you what these meant in English because that's going to actually be the next part. Okay, I want you to tell me what these different sentences mean in English. I did the Spanish for you, so you're just translating to English now. So tell me number 1, ellos tienen hambre. They are hungry. Number 2, nosotros tenemos ganas de comer los dulces. We feel like eating candy. Number 3, tú tienes mucha sed. You are very thirsty. Y'all were supposed to have added a note about adding that word for very thirsty, very hungry. So make sure you did that. If you didn't, do it now. Mucha would go before the word sed if you're saying very. And then the last one here, ella no tiene ganas de estudiar. Tell me what that means in English. She doesn't feel like studying. Right? And here was just that other note I told you to add just now. That was on your slideshow of your things to do today. So add that to your notes now if you did not. All right, the last part of the notes was with the verb ir, which means what? What does ir mean? It means to go. And here are the conjugations of that. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. All right. We're going to use those conjugations to create some more little expressions of what people might be going to do. Okay, so here are the 3 things that you need. You have to conjugate ir, always going to be followed by a, which means what? What does this mean? Then an infinitive. All right, so tell me which word is missing in each of these. So number 1, tell me what goes here. To say, I am going to drink water. Number 2, tell me what's missing here. To say she's going to eat breakfast. And then number 3, y'all are going to share the pizza. What word is missing in that sentence? I don't think I remembered to add the answers here to pop up. Let's see. No, I didn't. Okay. So the answers here were yo voy a beber agua. She's going to eat would be ella va a comer el desayuno. Y'all are going to share would be ustedes van a compartir la pizza. Okay, that's what it was. All right, and then the last part, this wasn't on your notes that we did yesterday, but we did practice with this yesterday some. After this EdPuzzle that you're watching right now, anybody that did not score a 90% or higher on yesterday's Go Formative, you need to go do that second one. That is, the link is there for you in your Google slide with all your assignments. Okay, but anybody that got a 90 or higher, once you're done with this EdPuzzle, you're just going to move on to your Go Formative. All right. All right, so we've done a couple of practice things like this. We did some yesterday. We did some a couple weeks ago before Thanksgiving. So to decide what's going in the blanks here, you're going to look at what's highlighted. So I told you, you don't have to worry about the rest of all of this. I'll tell you what it means in a second, but you're just looking at the answer right here that's highlighted to determine the missing word. All right, so let's try number 1. Okay. The missing word here is que. ¿Qué te gusta beber con el desayuno? What do you like to drink with your breakfast? Me gusta beber el jugo de naranja. I like drinking orange juice. All right, let's try number 2. What's highlighted says viernes a las 8. So the missing question word is cuando. Cuando means when. When is the party? The party is Friday at 8 p.m. Number 3. I forgot to highlight something here, but what should be highlighted is this. Muy fácil. Okay. The missing question word is how. How is the history class, which is cómo. ¿Cómo es la clase? What's it like? La clase es muy fácil, pero es aburrida. So the class is very easy, but it's boring. So you're describing. Descriptions go with cómo. Number 4. This is what's highlighted. Okay. The missing word here is quién. So when it's a person that's highlighted, who goes to school today? My friends and I go to school today. So that's your answer there. Number 5. Here's what's highlighted. Porque tengo muchos exámenes. This one should be an easy one. ¿Por qué is your answer? Why do you study so much? I study because I have a lot of tests. And then the last one here, what's highlighted is 10 amigos. So your question word is ¿cuántos? ¿Cuántos amigos tienes? How many friends do you have? I have 10 friends. Okay, so just to kind of recap on that, when you're doing a section like this where you have a highlighted answer that you're referring to come up with what your answer is, or really what the question word is, here's something that might help you if you want to jot these down or make a note of them somewhere. If your answer that's highlighted is a time or date, your question word would be when, which is cuando. If your answer is a description, ooh, it's tasty, or it's like in that example just now, it's easy, or he's handsome, you would be asking somebody, how are they? What are they like? So como would go with that one. If your answer that's highlighted is a thing, backing up to this real quick, a thing would be like this. Orange juice, that's a noun, just a thing. That would go with what? If it's a person, that would obviously answer the question who, which is in Spanish, quién. And then if it's a number, like a number of things, how many? All right. But then we have those weird, tricky ones that all the different ways that involve the word where. We have donde, which just means where by itself. De donde, which means what? You should have copied this down yesterday. De donde means from where. Okay, asking for your origin. Where are you from? And then the last one, the different donde is a donde. And a, we talked about yesterday, a means what? To. So if you use a donde, you're saying, where are you going to? Okay, so these two should be easy to point out what if you're using one of these two, because your answers, if you're using these as your question words, your answers are going to either have this word in it or it's going to have this word in it. So that could maybe help you out in the future. All right, let's try practicing with those 3. Take a second and go ahead and answer number 1. ¿De dónde es Miguel? Where is he from? He's from Puerto Rico. Es de Puerto Rico. Number 2. ¿A dónde van ustedes? Where are y'all going? We're going to the cafeteria. And the last one. ¿Dónde están los papeles? Where are the papers? They're on top of the desk. Okay, that's the end of this EdPuzzle. So like I said, your next assignment would be to go work on your Go Formative, or people that didn't do so well in the Go Formative yesterday need to go watch the other EdPuzzle with the question words, okay?